The 2020-2021 NFL season is almost officially over. We have one last game to be played. That will be the Super Bowl, which will see Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs travel down to Tampa Bay in what is a neutral site game, but at the home of Tampa Bay, going up against Tom Brady, the GOAT, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With it being so close to the end of the NFL season, the AP NFL Awards are about to be announced next Saturday, one day before the Super Bowl. So I figured let me get my awards out there because a lot of these are going to be similar, but some are different. None of these awards this season are really clear-cut except for one that will be pretty obvious when we get there. But we have the NFL Award Show for you. I'm Nick Dwyer, giving you a rundown of the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, Coach of the Year, but we're also adding some twists such as Game of the Year, Moment of the Year, Biggest Collapse of the Year, and a Lifetime Achievement Award. So if y'all enjoy this video, leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. Let us start out with that Lifetime Achievement Award. And this award goes to one player, but it could possibly go to two players depending on what happens after the Super Bowl. That will be quarterback Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints, possibly quarterback Tom Brady of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers joining him. But Drew Brees has officially called it a career, and while other greats such as Phillip Rivers have also officially called it a career, Drew Brees deserves this award. By looking at any measure of statistical awards, Drew Brees is a top 5 quarterback in NFL history. Now, even if you're someone that says, well, stats aren't everything, looking at Drew Brees was one of the most consistent NFL players in his time. His only downfall was he did not win. That's why he's not looked upon as some of the greats, such as Tom Brady or Joe Montana. But don't get it wrong. Drew Brees has been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL since he moved to New Orleans. He gave the New Orleans Saints something to hope for after the tragedy of Hurricane Katrina. Drew Brees enlightened that city in football. He has put so much work in on and off the field. He deserves this award. And then if Tom Brady does decide to retire, we would get to him. But as of right now, congratulations, Drew Brees. We go from a Lifetime Achievement Award to the biggest collapse of this NFL season, and what else could it be? We have the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the New York Jets. Now let's set the scene here. The Raiders are 6-5, the Jets are 0-11 in Week 13. A win would push the Raiders one step closer to the playoffs, and, well, the Jets, they were just looking to get a win. Entering the fourth quarter, the Raiders had a 24-13 lead. A win seemed imminent. Then the Jets started fighting back. With 10 minutes, 22 seconds left in the game, Sam Darnold ran in for a 4-yard touchdown, hit Denzel Mims for a 2-point conversion, making the score 24-21. They get the ball back, score another touchdown with 5 minutes, 34 seconds left after a Ty Johnson 1-yard run and an extra point to go up 28-24. Las Vegas then got the ball back but turned it over on downs. Next possession though, they did force the Jets to go 3 and out. They got the ball back with 35 seconds left. So it's not likely the Raiders are going to win, but it's not 100% the Jets are going to win. Jets fans everywhere though, we are going to get our first win. Raiders with the ball, 35 seconds left, have to march down 61 yards for a touchdown. Field goal does no good. The Jets were finally going to win their first game of the season, knocked the Raiders out of the playoffs. Then on 3rd and 10, Derek Carr hit Henry Ruggs III for a 46-yard touchdown, and after an extra point, the Raiders were up 31-28. And yes, while that's bad enough by the Jets, what did the Jets decide to do on that play that led to the touchdown? They played, what everyone would play in that situation, cover 0. Now, why would you do this? I don't know. They rushed 7 men. The Raiders had 7 guys blocking. It was one-on-one with the receivers. With a receiver such as Henry Ruggs, who has speed, he just used his speed, got right past him. Carr connected with Ruggs for the touchdown. Now, at the end of the season, none of this really mattered. Eventually, the Raiders did miss the playoffs, and the Jets would end up winning a game. But this is up there, honestly, for one of the worst plays, not just of the season, but one of the worst defensive play calls in NFL history. New York Jets, congratulations. You are this year's winner of the biggest collapse in the NFL. We go from the biggest collapse to the best moment, and the best moment equals one moment, not one game. And for me, honestly, this has to be a tie. We have a Hail Murray in Week 10 as the Arizona Cardinals went up against the Buffalo Bills, and Alex Smith seeing the field again in Week 5, and so on. Now let's start with Alex Smith. We're not going to get fully into him because, if you can guess, he's going to win another award. Now, Alex Smith is for clear reasons, but seeing Smith back on the field, not just practicing, but actually getting in there for a game, was a sight to see, and definitely one he and many others will remember for the rest of their lives. But now let's get into the Hail Murray. There are more than one choice for Game of the Year, and personally, I would not say that this is the Game of the Year, but the moment has to be up there for the best, maybe in NFL history. Entering the fourth quarter, the Cardinals were up on the Bills 26-23. Fourth quarter was pretty non-eventful for the most part offensively, but the final minute saw two scores which made the sports nation go crazy. Buffalo got the ball back after a punt with 3 minutes 35 seconds on the clock, and after a 3-minute drive, Josh Allen connected with Stephon Diggs for a 21-yard touchdown and the extra point to go up 30-26. Game over, right? Wrong. The kickoff then went to a touchback, so the Cardinals had 34 seconds left to march down 75 yards, get the touchdown. Then with 11 seconds left, 43 yards to go, Kyler Murray connected with DeAndre Hopkins, who beat 3 defenders for a 43-yard touchdown with just 2 seconds left on the clock. Cardinals ended up winning the game 32-30. But it wasn't that simple, was it? Hopkins on that play showed why he is one of the best receivers in the game, and Kyler Murray, most quarterbacks want to be able to roll out to their throwing side. No, Kyler Murray rolled out to his left, was still able to get enough on it to get to the end zone. DeAndre Hopkins jumps over 3 defenders to catch the ball, one of the craziest catches in NFL history, and if I do say so myself, very Megatron-esque. But all around, it was one of the best plays you will ever see, not just from this season, but in general. Best moment of the year is a tie. Alex Smith seeing the field once again, and Hail Murray, Week 10, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. That takes us to Game of the Year, and the Game of the Year is a bit of a long one, but I think it is the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens, Monday night, Week 14. This was the second time these teams met. The first game, the Ravens destroyed the Browns 38-6. This time, things would look a little bit different. We all know what happened with Baltimore near the end of the season with all their virus issues, so they were healthy for the first time in 2 weeks due to the issues. The Browns were on a 4-game winning streak, looking to make it 5. Both teams were looking to win this game. Now, things weren't too crazy in the first half, but it was a purely offensive game with the Ravens up 21-14 at half. Nick Chubb, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Browns. Lamar Jackson, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Ravens. The second half started the same way, with the Ravens scoring first possession on Gus Edwards' second touchdown of the day, put the Ravens up 28-14. The Browns' next possession matched that, Kareem Hunt, 5-yard touchdown, but Parkey was wide right on the extra point. Ravens up 28-20. Next possession, Ravens would punt, but then Baker would throw an interception that would be returned to the 1-yard line. J.K. Dobbins put it in the next play, but the extra point is blocked. Ravens up 34-20. Now, if things weren't already going crazy, this is when they started getting interesting. Lamar Jackson was on his way to the locker room, and with the way he was running, everyone poked fun that he had the runs. In reality, it was cramps, but who's to say that didn't happen as well? After the J.K. Dobbins touchdown, the Browns then sustained a 5-minute, 45-second drive that led to a Baker Mayfield-Rashard Higgins connection with a successful 2-point conversion, 34-26 Ravens. Now Baltimore is going with Trace McSorley in the game at quarterback, and they go 3-and-out in the possession. Browns get the ball back, get a 6-minute drive, Baker Mayfield runs in for the touchdown, extra point good, Browns up 35-34. At this point, it looks like Jackson will not return, and RG3 was on IR, so Sam Cook would have been next in line if anything happened to Trace McSorley. The Ravens then get the ball back, start a drive with 6 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the game, and McSorley in the run marches the Ravens down to the Browns 44. But on the final play before the 2-minute warning, Trace McSorley suffered a knee sprain that kept him out of the final 2 minutes of the game. Cue the drums, here comes Lamar Jackson, here comes Superman. The first play out of the 2-minute warning, 4th and 5, the game on the line. Ravens down 1, Lamar rolls out, looks to run, slows up, and hits Marquise Hollywood Brown in stride for a 44-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion successful by J.K. Dobbins. Ravens up 42-35. But it wasn't even over there. Next possession, Baker Mayfield marches the Browns down the field in under 50 seconds, hits Kareem Hunt for a 22-yard touchdown, 42-42. Baltimore gets the ball back, and the Ravens march down the field to the 37-yard line with 7 seconds left to send the best kicker in NFL history out there. Justin Tucker hits a 55-yard field goal with 2 seconds left, put the Ravens up 45-42. Now it's one last desperation attempt for the Browns. 2 seconds left. They try to keep lateraling, but it ended up as a safety. Baltimore Ravens won this game 47-42. If you're a fan of both teams, you were having heart problems all night long. Now this was no doubt the best Monday night game of the year, best primetime game of the year, and in my opinion, the best game of the year. Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Week 14, get the award, Game of the Year. So now let's get into the Comeback Player of the Year, and usually there are nominees, but this time it was easy. Alex Smith is the winner for Comeback Player of the Year. In 2018, Alex Smith suffered a knee injury and multiple bacterial infections after that, and due to that, it was possible Smith would never walk again, and honestly, he was lucky to be alive, so playing football was the last thing on everyone's mind. Well, he fought through the adversity, started walking, and got cleared to play this season. That's excluding many important details in the story. Now, entering the season, he wasn't scheduled to start, but come October 11th, after bad play from quarterback Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Allen would be named the starter, Alex Smith backup. Kyle Allen got hurt on the day, and Alex Smith stepped on a football field for a game for the first time since November 18th, 2018, nearly 2 years. Now, Smith didn't do anything special in the game, 9 for 17, 37 yards, but the special part was just seeing him on the field again. After that game, Smith went back to be a backup, but then he came back in Week 9 after an injury, and from Week 10 to Week 14, he was the starter, had some great moments, leading Washington to 4 wins, and finally Smith played in Week 17, won the game, putting Smith as a starter 5-1 on the season. Now, he may have had more interceptions than touchdowns on the season, but Smith's story is one that alone will last forever. This is an easy choice. Comeback Player of the Year, Alex Smith, quarterback, Washington football team. That takes us into the NFL Coach of the Year. We have 3 candidates for you. Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores. Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott. And your winner for NFL Coach of the Year 2020-21 is Brian Flores of the Miami Dolphins. Now, Flores is the only coach on this list that did not see the playoffs this season, and Kevin Stefanski would have been a great number 1 choice to go with, but Brian Flores, I think, has to be. Now, the Browns saw the playoffs for the first time since 2002, but last year, they were supposed to make the playoffs, but they just had a very underwhelming season, so making the playoffs isn't as impressive for the Cleveland Browns, even though it still is. But Miami, even though they didn't make the playoffs, in 2019, they were 5-11. This season, they went 10-6. One of the best things that the Dolphins did this year, they went from having the worst statistical defense in 2019 to 6th in 2020. But even more impressive is that the Dolphins were still supposedly in the rebuilding phase, and they were only 1 game out from making the playoffs. Personally, this is one of the toughest choices in all of the awards, but I am giving this one to Brian Flores, Miami Dolphins. That takes us to the Defensive Rookie of the Year choice. The candidates: Chase Young, defensive end, Washington football team. Jeremy Chin, free safety, Carolina Panthers. Antoine Winfield Jr., free safety, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And your winner for Defensive Rookie of the Year is defensive end Chase Young, Washington football team. Young on the season, 7.5 sacks, 44 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 12 quarterback hits, 3 fumble recoveries, 4 forced fumbles, 4 pass deflections in 15 games. From Defensive Rookie of the Year, we go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Your candidates: running back, Jonathan Taylor, Indianapolis Colts. Quarterback, Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings. And your Offensive Rookie of the Year is wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings. Now, Herbert had a great season, and he is the future of that Chargers franchise. But what Justin Jefferson did, 88 receptions, 1,400 receiving yards, 4th in the league, 7 touchdowns, 15.9 yards per reception, and a 70.4 catch percentage. Justin Jefferson in 16 games is the easy choice for Offensive Rookie of the Year. From Rookies of the Year, we get into the Players of the Year, and we will start with the Defensive Player of the Year. Your candidates: defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, Los Angeles Rams. Outside linebacker, TJ Watt, Pittsburgh Steelers. Cornerback, Xavier Howard, Miami Dolphins. And your winner for Defensive Player of the Year 2020-21 is defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, Los Angeles Rams. Now, Donald and Watt were very close on this one, but the fact that Aaron Donald is a defensive tackle just gives him a bit of an advantage for doing what he was able to do. 13.5 sacks, 45 tackles, 14 tackles for losses, 28 quarterback hits, 1 fumble recovery, 4 forced fumbles, 1 pass deflection. From Defensive Player of the Year, we go to Offensive Player of the Year. And your candidates: wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bills. Running back, Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans. Tight end, Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs. And your winner for Offensive Player of the Year is Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans. Whenever you have a 2,000-yard season as a running back, that's history. There have only been 8 players before Derrick Henry to do it. Now there are 9. Derrick Henry, 378 attempts on the season, most in the NFL, 19th in NFL history. 2,027 rushing yards, most in the NFL, 5th all-time, 9th player to do so. 17 rushing touchdowns, most in the NFL, 5.4 yards per attempt, 114 receiving yards, 2,141 yards from scrimmage. Only 3 other players in the top 19 with rushing attempts have 2,000 yards with more attempts. That would be Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, and Eric Dickerson. But 2,000 yards is an impressive feat nonetheless. Derrick Henry, your Offensive Player of the Year. Now, why is he Offensive Player of the Year and not MVP? Well, let's be real. MVP is a quarterback award. So let's get into the candidates. Quarterback, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. Quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. And your 2020-2021 MVP goes to Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. Rodgers on the season, 4,299 passing yards, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 70.7 pass percentage, best in the league, 149 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns for a total of 51 touchdowns on the season, and add on top of that a 9.1 touchdown percentage, best in the league, a 1.0 interception percentage, tied for best in the league with Patrick Mahomes, and led the team to a 13-3 record. Aaron Rodgers is your league MVP for this season. So there you go. Those are my predictions for the awards. If you disagree with me, let me know down in the comment section, and I will see everybody in the next video for Nick Ridgewire and the 10th inning.